art lessons with teacher Davis
and our ETwinning work,
we learned about Sadako Sasaki's story
and the legend of the 1,000 origami cranes.
we were amazed that we made all those origami cranes
of peace and hope.
From her story, we understood that small action can send strong messages.
This is why our class searched for
important people who have fought for a better world
with peaceful and good actions.
These are our choices.
Malala, she is a Pakistan girl. She loved going to school.
Malala Yousafzai is a world-famous activist for girls' education. She was born in 1997 in Swat Valley, a beautiful region in northern Pakistan. Growing up, she loved going to school, but her life changed when a group called the Taliban took control of her town and banned girls from going to school. She became famous because she loved going to school and she has the courage to speak when others were afraid. She started writing a blog for the BBC about her life under the Taliban. In 2012, because of her activism, she was attacked on a school bus. Fortunately, she survived and she became a global symbol of peace and resistance.
Malala fought and continues to fight for the right education. She believes that one child, one teacher, one book and one pen can change the world. She fights against discrimination and the idea that girls should stay at home instead of learning.
Malala won the Nobel for the Peace in 2014 at 17 years old. She became the youngest person ever to receive it. She is a co-founder of Malala organization to help girls around the world go to school. Through her book I Am Malala and her speeches at the United Nations, she forced world leaders to invest more in education.
Today, Malala is celebrated as a hero of human rights. Every year on July 12th, the world celebrates Malala Day to support education for all children. She is finished her studies at Oxford University and continues to travel the world to inspire young people.
Other interesting thing about her past. The first one is that her father, Ziauddin, was a teacher and always encouraged her to be free. The second one is that even when she was very young, she used to give speeches in her local community about the importance of school. The third one is that she survived a very dangerous surgery after the attack and showed amazing strength during her recovery.
Malala, she was born in 1997 in Swat Valley, in Pakistan. Growing up, she loved to go to school, but her life changed when a group of Taliban took control of her town and banned girls from going to school.
She is famous because she has got courage to speak when the others were afraid. She started writing a blog from BBC about her life after control of the Taliban. In 2012, she was attacked on a school bus.
Then she went to England for treatment and she survived.
She won the Nobel for Peace in 2014. She is the youngest winner of Nobel Peace Prize.
One child, one teacher, one book and one pen can change the world.
Madre Teresa of Calcutta was a nun. She was born in Sofia, the capital of Macedonia. Madre Teresa had a very good behavior and she lived in Calcutta, a big city of India. Madre Teresa went every day in Calcutta's Barakopoli, a big area where poor families live in big tents. Mother Teresa went every day there with food and instruction for the children. Mother Teresa built a lot of structures for ill people and many hospitals, and she also created many organizations for poor children. Mother Teresa spent all her life with children, and she was an hero in Calcutta. In 1979, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she went in Oslo to take it. Mother Teresa of Calcutta died on 1997, and in 2016 she became Santa, because Papa Francesco knew that she was a wonderful person, so he made her Santa.
Often when we think about someone who achieved important changes through non-violent actions, the first names that come to mind are Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, or Rosa Parks. Very few people think about one of the greatest boxers of all time, Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee is Ali's most used quote. It shows his speed, skill, and cleverness in the ring, but also reflected his personality. He could be gentle and peaceful, but also strong and courageous. Muhammad Ali was born in 1942 and died in 2016. During his life, he became the undisputed heavyweight champion. His real name was Cassius Clay Jr., but one day he decided to change it. He explained, "Cassius Clay is a slave name. I didn't choose it and I don't want it. I am Muhammad Ali, a free name. It means beloved of God. And I insist people use it when they talk to me or about me." He changed it because he rejected a system imposed by white people, and it was a powerful but also peaceful form of protest. During his life, he also fought to promote the Black Pride, and during interviews, he spoke against the segregation and the police violence. He rejected to fight in the Vietnam War because of his religion, but also because he said that those people weren't his enemies, they were Americans' enemies. Because of this decision, he lost his title, he was banned for years and also risked jail. Muhammad Ali fought racial discrimination using his voice, choices, and fame to equal rights. Here are some of his most known phrases. "I don't have to be who you want me to be," or "Who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life." But today Muhammad Ali is a symbol of moral courage and civil rights.
Barack Obama. He was the first Afro-American president of the USA. He was the first American president that cared for LGBTQ+ rights. He won the Nobel Prize in 2009. He improved the USA economy after the crisis, and he had signed the Paris Accord. He helped the immigrants that entered the USA and gave to them more rights. He thinks that war is not right. He used the speech and kept the peace. He thinks that all humans are equal to each other. And he gave to black people more rights and more money.
Joan Baez was a singer and activist. She was born in New York in 1941. She sings in many different languages and music style. She joined in many protests and marches, and in 1970 she went in the Vietnam War during the bombing of Hanoi. People call her the Nightingale of Woodstock because of one of her shows. She was arrested in 1967 because of one of her protests. She sings not only for war but also for human rights. She is important because she fights for peace and civil rights with her music and her voice.
Mahatma Gandhi became famous because he invented the trials method, and he first to create this method was a lawyer and spent his life to defend India's people to Nazism. He goes to Great Britain to study law and return in India after 10 years. And he created this method because India's people was discriminated by Britain person, and this method don't consist to use arm or fight, but stay sit, don't talk, don't eat, don't drink, and sleep for days. This method was successful and he became famous.
Desmond Thomas Doss was born in 1919 in Virginia, USA. He took part of World War II in American Army. For religious belief, he didn't use weapons, kill someone, or hurt people. In his period in the army, he saved a lot of people. During the Battle of Ixing Ridge, he saved 75 soldiers without fighting. He lowered the wounded soldiers from the ridge.
Abraham Lincoln was born in 189. He was an important American president and he wanted to abolish slavery. He didn't manage the last, but he wanted a big president, or the best president in history of America.
Today I present you Gino Strada. Gino Strada was born on 21 August 1948 in Sesto San Giovanni. In 1978 he began university in Milan because he wanted to become a surgeon. In 2015 he won the Right Livelihood Award, but he died on 30 August 2021. He was an Italian doctor, an activist, and a writer. In 1994, he founded Emergency, an association who wants to help all people regardless where they live or the color of their skin. Because for Gino Strada, all people had the same right to help. Gino Strada wrote some books like Diary of a Possible Dream, Buscasci, and Green Parrot. Two very important sentences by Gino Strada were: how many seconds does it take to digest 1,000 fleets? Why people see the war on TV and the millions of fleets, but they remain indifferent. And there are no impossible bits, because all bits are possible.
Martin Luther King was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. He grew up in the southern states of the USA and soon started experiencing racial segregation. He dedicated his life leading the movement against inequalities between black and white people. In particular, he participated in the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. 2 years later, he was elected President of the USA. During his career, he was arrested 29 times, but he never gave up his fight.
Martin Luther King is very famous. He won the Nobel Prize of Peace in 1964. He pronounced lots of speeches, the most famous in 1963. In I Have a Dream, he wished for black children to grow up happier than him. He was assassinated during a manifestation in 4 April in 1968.
Rosa Parks was born in 1913 and died in 2005. She was a seamstress and a civil rights activist. She was also known as the mother of civil rights movement. She was the secretary of the Montgomery NAACP,
the National Association for the Advancement of Black People. On December 1st, 1955, in a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama, she refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. She was arrested for violating segregation laws. After that, she participated at the Montgomery bus boycott, in which for 381 days of peaceful protest, Afro-Americans refused to use the city buses, causing massive financial losses for the transport system. In 1956, the United States Supreme Court ruled that bus segregation was unconstitutional. In 1995, she won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and in 1999, she won the Congressional Gold Medal. Her most famous quotation is, "The only tired I was tired of giving up."
Desmond Tutu was born in 1931 in South Africa in a village called Klerksdorp. His main interest was medicine, but his family doesn't have much money, and so he followed the step of his father and became a teacher. He also studied technology, and he received a master in that. And he left teaching to become an Anglican priest, but he left also this job to dedicate all of himself to the fight against apartheid. And in 1984, he received a Nobel Peace Prize for that. He also has been recognized as a central figure in the fight of black people against apartheid with the no violence method. He died in 2021 at the age of 90 in Città del Capo, a city in Africa, because of illness.
Thanks to this project,
we understood the value of peace
and how working together leads to great results.
We feel strong about the message we want to convey, that is
peace,
pace,
freedom,
pace,
mir.